ready? I was ready.
B.W.O. 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 Brothers with opinions, now we spreading the word. In this world, things get hard cause we've been blinded by ignorance, man. Fear the unknown to progress is a hindrance. Silence is consent, so let your voices be heard. Man, we brothers with opinions, now we spreading the word. Bringing light to the dark, revolution is an art. Man, a lot of people talk, but they ain't never walked apart. Gotta shine a light on poverty and fight against injustice. And always speak the truth when the enemy's amongst us.
Good morning, 9 o'clock here on Sunday, and we're back at it again because we told y'all, B.W.O, baby, we ain't going nowhere but up. And we're going to get back into this today with a couple things we want to discuss, including the presidential debate and all of these natural disasters that they call natural. Are they man-made or not? But we want to get into all that. Of course, you got the one and only Tony Dinges, Mr. Wayne Rush, and myself. We out here, baby. We out here. Zeb got called into work, so he won't be with us today. But, you know, got to make that money to pay the bills. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it.
All right, Chris, sounds good. So I guess I'll start with the local football scores like we usually do every week. And so Millbrook beat Liberty 34-22. Skyline over Manassas Park 57-2.
Goodness. Did Zayden kill in that game?
I'm sure he did. And then Sherando shut out Jameswood 35-0. Hanley
7-0 Sherando.
Yep. And Hanley destroyed Fauquier 46-3. Brentsville over Warren County 42-7. Strasburg beat Page County 50-7. And that's our local Virginia. And then we'll head on to West Virginia, where the Liberty out of Maryland, I'll be specific because there's so many Liberty high schools, defeated Hedgesville 32-7. Midland beat Musselman 49-35. Martinsburg stays undefeated. They won 51-14 against Morgantown. And Jefferson over South Hagerstown 48-14.
So you're telling me Hanley, Sherando, Skyline, Martinsburg, Spring Mills, Jefferson all scored 40, 50 points or more. Goodness gracious.
Yep.
There's some high-powered offenses in the area.
Sound like the area's getting better.
Very, very true. And shout out to Mason Savage of Millbrook. He beat the school record. He kicked a 47-yard field goal.
Isn't that my homegirl Sarah Todd's son?
Yes. Sarah Todd's son. Yes. He beat the school record. It was 46, I believe. Can't remember the kid's name, but Mason Savage kicked a 47-yard field goal yesterday.
And Riley had a big pick.
So congrats to Riley Baker. Yeah.
You said his last name was Savage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a true Savage for real.
Dude, he's the true. He works hard at it. I can say that.
Yeah, Wayne, that's Sarah Todd's son.
He might have a future,
Yeah, I remember her.
Kicking field goals. So congrats to him. I wanted to give that. And shoot. Boy for Sherando has the all-time sack record as well yesterday.
Nice.
So he's at 31 sacks, I bet, for his career at Sherando. So yeah,
And what is he's a senior this year?
Yeah, he's a senior.
Well, big ups to those, man, for breaking those accolades.
So kids breaking records here in the local area.
I know we're not going to get into it today. I like to look at area records all the time. Like who has the most sacks in the whole area, most rushing yards, which probably Bo Morgan, but I could be dead wrong. Nah, it's Benjamin, that kid from Front Row. He killed that one year, like 2,600 yards.
Wow. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But like we all know, records are meant to be broken, though. But it's nice to see records brought down. You know what I mean? Because it's just another great player, individual in the making.
Yep, you're right.
So see if we can get some state champions out of our area this year.
Yeah, that's what we wanted, a state championship. Somebody win a state title in the area. I'll be rooting for whoever it is. So,
Well, Hanley should win it because
hey,
it's a 4. So 04, no, 24. And we won in 94 and 84. So it's been a while though.
oh, it's been a minute.
We haven't won since all of us was playing for the football team.
So around this area, they went undefeated this past weekend.
And sorry, hold on. Let me give the boy his accolades and his flowers. Defensive end Caleb Nolan for Sherando.
Caleb
Nice.
Nolan.
Shout out to that
Caleb,
young man.
So shout out to him as well.
And Wayne, the only reason the area is not undefeated this weekend though is because some of the area teams got beat by the other ones, like Warren County and James Wood.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Tony, what about Clark County, man? They've been undefeated.
I think Clark County didn't play this week.
Okay, yeah, they're undefeated still.
So they had a bye, and who else? There was somebody else you was asked, but a couple had a bye.
And the school that lost all their wins because they had an ineligible player, they won again. Central.
Oh, Central?
Yeah, remember that? Didn't they lose all that? They were like 4-0 or 4-1, and they lost all their wins.
Oh, because they had a kid who was
At the Diddy freak offs.
I hope not.
Well, they had to forfeit all their wins.
Yeah, because I found out inside source that he was a legal resident. He didn't live in the school district. So
kind of like Martinsburg, half of their team.
Yeah. Well, we could name a lot. But yeah, that's what happened. That's why they had to forfeit their 4. So what they won again anyway, but they're 1-4 now.
What district was he like really in? Like where did he actually live at?
I'm not sure where, but he is one of them, using a fake address or something. And
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like one of those little coaching scandals.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like. They just had a recent scandal with that high school freedom.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, apparently like the coach was like top at the school that he was at, and then this one school offered him some money. He went there, but he brought like 40-some players with him. And now that school is like dominating teams like 59 and 63 to nothing. It's fucking crazy. And then the school he left, they're fucking 0-4.
Kind of. I mean, we're just gonna say kind of suspect.
Yeah.
The team who won 2 state titles in a row, 6A, and then now the coach goes to another school, and now they're killing it. And yeah, his old has not even won a game.
Yeah.
Well, in Front Royal, when we were growing up, it was only Warren County High School, but now they have Skyline, and to me, it seems like Skyline has all the B sports comparable. Like they got all the athletes that went there. How did that happen?
Who, Skyline?
Yeah, like they have all the good players and good football, basketball, these teams, but Warren County seems to really be struggling. Did all the kids decide that they just wanted to go to Skyline?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the case. Like, I don't know if there's a line that was drawn. Like, okay, the kids over on this side of the town has to go here. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, you would think that would be the case because that's how you get another school, like population.
Mm-hmm.
It's just strange to me how Skyline is really good in sports over the last years, and Warren County has very much struggled.
Well, you can compare it to back when Sherando was built. Remember, and then James Wood fell off, right? Like, how does is the town on one side of town? You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. Is there like a line drawn? Like, you know how you come into his town and be like, okay, welcome to Clark County, and then it'd be like, welcome to Winchester City. Like, there's got to be a line drawn somewhere. Or do they have it set up like the Loudoun County schools, like where they can choose where they want to go as long as they live in the city of, Front Royal?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Well, no, I mean, the rules in VHSL rules is in the state of Virginia, you have to play or go to the school, the district you live in.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
There's only one county that is exempt, and that's
Richmond.
Yes.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then there's a line drawn for Warren County and Skyline.
Mm-hmm. So that gets into a whole nother, the whole John Marshall down there. It's like, because that school is what, AA? So I don't know, they're small.
Yeah.
They only have like 200-300 students, but the kids in Richmond can choose what school they want to go to in Richmond.
But
they don't have.
Richmond's so big too, though, man. Like,
But
it's
So if
funny.
Winchester really built a high school in the north end, Hanley would get smashed.
yeah. Well,
Probably.
it used to be Douglas High School. It used to be Douglas School.
Well, that's why they
And
eliminated
Hanley never
Douglas.
wanted to play him, but they'd show up and watch him.
Yeah.
I
I
heard
think
that from old
They,
people, like they knew. They was like, nah, they didn't want to play Hanley. I mean, Hanley didn't want to play them. They was like, hell no.
yeah, there you go. That's a prime example. That's what would happen.
well, that explains why there is no more Douglas High. You know.
Well, also for integration, but in the same instance, yeah, you're right. Hanley was like, shit, we can win if we get all these kids to come to our school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, Tony already knows I love to big up another podcast. We'll let y'all listen to them on Wednesday nights. In the meantime, man, let's go ahead and get into what everybody's excited for, except for probably us three on the call, but we want to discuss it. And that is D and K, who you guys want to vote for and why you guys want to vote for them. And why do you guys even think the votes really matter at this point after how many years we've been living and see that none of them really care about health. None of them care about education, taxes. They just keep doing the same things no matter who it is. So let's jump right into it.
Well, who do you want to vote for? Or are you just going to keep that a secret?
I would vote for JFK. I actually brought that up at my manager meeting on Wednesday, and they was like, "You're gonna vote?" I'm like, "If JFK's running," and they started laughing. I'm like, "I ain't voting," but that's just me. And I know people be like, "Well, you can't talk about it if you don't vote." That's cool. Guess what? They gonna do the same thing no matter who's in there. They gave us hope thinking Obama was gonna make a difference. He didn't make no difference. He's the same evil guy as the rest of them. I even seen Joe Biden the other day, even though I think he's a clone. This guy wearing a "Make America Great" hat again or whatever.
Yeah. Well, JFK, speaking, I'm right. Yeah, JFK is who you would vote for.
JFK, yeah, I wasn't living in those times, but yeah, I feel like we
not
haven't really had a president like
who
that
is
since.
it? But he's not even running anymore. He pulled out.
Well, because they killed him.
I mean, so you got Kamala Harris, of course, Donald Trump, Jill Stein, and Chase Oliver as your 4 presidential candidates.
That's cool. You named those other two. I ain't gonna lie. Then they definitely not gonna win.
Hey, I just put, Jill Stein is with the Green Party, and Chase Oliver is with the Libertarian Party. So just to put that, hold on, there's other ones. Randall Terry of the Constitution Party, and Cornel West, an independent.
Man, what the fuck? What are these Diddy parties? Like, come on, man. Like, I'm not representing none of these parties, man. I don't know any of these individuals.
That's
They
why you
just
research.
nah, man. The research, it's just stuff that they tell you, man. It's what you want to believe, but do you know facts? You never know facts about these people, man. That's why I'll tell you who I'm gonna vote for. Nobody, because that's what I do every year. I don't have time for people like Obama and the Trumps. I mean, we just had an episode on the Diddy, and I mean, there's photos with those guys all partying together, man. Like, I don't want somebody like that in office, man. I mean, would you? I mean, the people's got to start just thinking of who they're really voting for, man. You're voting for an individual that you've never met. You're just voting for an individual that's feeding you bullshit at these debates and on national television. So it's all it's all for show, man. It's all for show.
Yeah, I've been a firm believer for a long time that they're hand selected, but they make us as the general public and people feel like our votes matter. They make us put all this time and money and effort into it, but it's the same thing every year. And the main thing, Tony and Wayne, that I've really never liked is, are you red or you blue? It's Republican versus Democrat. I'm like, man, if we really care about the betterment of all people in this country, it won't be red or blue because they fight each other. And that's already teaching us at a young age. You're going to fight against each other.
Yeah,
no,
man,
we should be working towards the common goal
should be,
of all the betterment of all of us and people in this whole damn country. Rich, poor, in any color shade we are, of complexions, all that should not matter. We should be helping everybody. And that's what I hate that. Oh, you're going to lose if you put a Dem in office or a Republican. I'm like, man, That's already why I think they're wrong. They already fighting each other instead of trying to make things better. What y'all think?
Yeah, man. I agree, man.
Yeah,
Like, why
I
are we?
agree.
But why are we even fighting though? Like, it should be just one party, one team. It's called the U.S., right? We're one country, but we got all these individuals who splitting up to support this side of the town or to support this wealth of our society, man. Like, I just don't understand it, man. It's dividing the world.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said there's like you guys are saying is why is there so many parties and divide? You know what I mean? I mean, I get people have different beliefs and whatever, but we all should be here for one common goal, right?
Right.
To make yeah, politics, whatever, people don't really like talking about it or some do, but I mean, you have to. The thing is, me, I'm different than you, Wayne. I still vote. I feel, especially locally, because that's where it starts in your local town, city, count, wherever your local politicians or whatever you call it. That's where it starts. Is what people don't understand. These presidents, whatever. I'm definitely not voting Republican. And I'll tell you that. I never vote Republican.
But you
Everybody
see how
knows
it's already like
that.
all just because of the
But
name though. Like, how do you know like that so-called party would
and
be a
not
better candidate this year
and
or this
and
time?
Right.
and not saying you know all Republicans or bad. I'm not saying anybody, whatever, but do bad things or whatever. But like Chris, you said it. They're all in it together anyway. And Wayne, you said it too. Like it doesn't to us, it doesn't really matter. Republican, Democrat, Blue Party, whatever, Diddy Party. It's they're all crooked.
Yeah.
And like we
So
all work. To me, they all work together, and I think
And
we
they
all
used
agree.
Diddy. What about in
Mhm,
2004? They used Diddy
mhm.
big time. He led the campaign for vote or die.
yeah.
Right.
Like they're all involved in that stuff, man. But at the end of the
Mhm.
day, it's all I think it's all mind games with us. Get out and vote, man.
Well,
It doesn't even matter. You guys are gonna, and I say you
Well,
guys, the people
and
that we don't really know about that really make the control everything that happens. They already behind closed doors wherever they're at talking about, well, we're gonna give the people Trump or we're gonna give them Kamala Harris or whatever's gonna happen. But they already know why. They're like, these are the reasons we're gonna do it.
mhm.
yeah. And
So
Tony,
in
like,
a way, I kind of think they are nervous to have Trump there again because Trump will really fucking do what he wants sometimes as far as speaking his mind and stuff. He'd be like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like he does what he wants. And I think he's wild. I think he could try to start a race war within our own country. The only thing I would give him props for is that he calls people out and he is one thing he's great at, of course, is business, and he will probably bring a lot more jobs and money back to the country. But that's my personal thought. I think they all suck.
yeah, but like Tony,
You there?
like Tony was just saying, he was like, you should at least vote in your town. Like, I mean, it's set up the same way, man. Like, people that live in our town, man, they're well known. It's like household names. And I
So
mean,
you guys getting out there and voting for Leach or BPG?
yeah, but I
You
I,
you
I
already
kind of go
know.
back with you though, Chris. Is they already know who's gonna win. You know what I mean? Like this guy Tony told me he has like $50,000 raised for his campaigns, and we
Something
have
like that.
other individuals who's running for the same position, and they have like $2,000. Like
If
that
that.
right there tells you that he has the city on lock, man. He hosts parties just like Diddy's. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure, saying that that's what's going on, but I mean, all these higher up people are together, man. And when they are together, it's easy for that person to win that election, man. Like I saw another name kid that I went to school with, Richie Pfeiffer. He's up for like council.
I
So
ain't gonna lie though, only because I know that kid and we went to school together. I'll be pulling for him.
yeah.
Hmm.
But it's like it's household names, man. It's like, oh, we know him. Like we're gonna vote for him. Like
Wasn't that every
but
local area
but
though?
is it
Usually.
are we voting because we know him? Or are we voting for him because he's trying to make change? Like
Good point.
that's what people's got to stop and realize, man. What are we voting for? Nothing's changing. It's happened the same cycle for decades and decades and decades, man.
Good point. Very true. But I mean, like I say, locally it matters because what was our one of our top the parks like by where you live? Remember they weren't touching that part, doing nothing in your ward.
Right.
So, like I say, people who represent wards because the guy who did the shit before or didn't do anything, I can't remember his name for years, and then finally, uh, someone else got in, and then the parks they started revamping the park. So to me, it does matter. Like, there's people honestly who will make change or try to make change, or and then there's ones that just get in there and they don't do a damn thing, you know, like he did for 20 freaking years representing what you live in Ward 1, 2, Wayne?
Ward 2.
2. So,
But who's to say that these people that represent our ward are collecting this information or data and presenting it in front of councilmen? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that. I don't go to those meetings. I mean, the public is invited, but dude, I don't want to go up in there, man.
oh,
They
and
already, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I'm in there listening or if I want to say something. They know what the fuck they want to do, and that's what the fuck they're going to do. Excuse my language.
What Wayne say? That one guy got 50,000 raised, and the other guy probably has 2,000 raised. So in that same instance, that's like me running against Wayne, where Wayne might have 50K in his bank account, and I might got $50. So I'm not going to beat Wayne. But then if Wayne goes against Trey Kern, good luck, Wayne. Like,
Exactly, man.
oh, of course, we know everything's ran by money. We know that money drives everything.
and that's sad, man, because people care about that and don't really care about all the other stuff that we care about. Like, why is education losing money every year? You lose money. Why? How come they still don't have free healthcare for us as people? And people are like, oh, how can they have it? Well, because they do have in other countries. And then they turn around and look at, well, move there. Like,
Yeah.
well, we're trying to figure out how to make things better for where we do live. Everybody can't just up and move to these other countries. It doesn't work like that.
Oh, because you always hear, oh, like you just brought up a good point, like free healthcare. I'm not paying for somebody else's healthcare. Well, motherfucker, what the taxes coming out of your check you're going to paying a food tax and this like all these your car. So why wouldn't you help your fellow man? Good. Oh Lord, we good?
Yep.
All right, but why would we help our fellow man? Or for Germans, a German.
You're cutting in and out, just a heads up.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good now.
All right, but sorry, everybody. But anyway, what Germany has free healthcare, but universal healthcare. Canada has it, and and I've talked to residents, Germans and Canadian, and I asked, dude, do you care about free healthcare? And they're like, no, like. They're used, you know what I mean? Like they're like, well, whatever. Like
because it's normal.
yeah, exactly. And see, the thing is with us, it's change. Americans are scared of change. You know what I mean? Like, but it's for the betterment of the people.
That's what I don't understand. It's not about change. It doesn't matter how much money somebody has, what neighborhoods they live in. If you need a big procedure done on your mouth for your teeth or your heart or this and that, you can't really get in there and get it done without tons of money. Like that movie John Q. Like they wouldn't put the kid's name on the list and this and that because they couldn't afford to put $250,000 down. I'm like, who the hell sits around with that kind of money? Unless you're one of those people that's even near the top 1% of this country. That's OD to me. Like, you can tell me my friends and family can't get the health care they need, including myself, because we don't have the proper money. Mm-hmm. I think it should be no matter what. We're all people, man. Let's help each other out. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's scandalous because, like, you got to think about it. Like, I have insurance with my company. You know what I mean? And my kids and my wife, they're on it. But if you go to the fucking doctor and you got to have a certain kind of surgery, these motherfuckers, they'll come back and tell you, oh, well, your insurance is only going to cover 20%. You're going to have to come out of your pocket for the other 80. Hold on, motherfucker. I've been paying insurance every paycheck, every time I get paid bi-weekly for goddamn, I don't know how many years, and you telling me y'all ain't got the money to put this shit up? Where my money go?
Insurance is
where
the
my money
biggest
go?
scam.
Come on, man. Stop playing me, man. This is not a game.
Tony, you're
But
right.
it
We
is
should
for
have an
them.
episode on that one time too,
Yeah, I
because
mean,
insurance is
I mean,
crazy.
it's great we got into it because I mean it's about election. It's who you vote for that supposedly they control everything.
Yeah,
You know, like your insurance is the biggest fucking scam,
yeah, man.
and you're like,
They suck money right out of your pocket, bro. And then every time you need something done, they be like, "Oh, you got to pay that deductible."
mhm.
Like a deductible, like you deducted every check. Like, stop playing with me, man.
Right? Yeah,
I want to know when we're going to have a president that's going to be like, no more taxes. And everybody can get up in arms all they want to me, the people that's listening out there. Oh, you got to have taxes. Well, really? Because before the first, what was it, World War II, we didn't have taxes. They created it because of the Great Depression, and they needed some help for a little bit, and it was supposed to be for that time frame, and it was over.
shit. It was
Well, they've
Yeah,
kept it,
it
and
was
now they've
supposed to
made
go away.
everything taxes. And no matter what we do, everything is taxes. And people are like, well, we needed to pay for roads and this and that. Dude, no, we
bro.
don't. Stop that. And
Shit, it started.
no other job needs to have all this extra taxes and stuff to make sure we get paid. So why can't their business and company make sure they get paid without all the public's, oh, we
Mhm.
got to all pay taxes. Dude, taxes wasn't even around. I don't understand that. It should be gone.
Well, it started way before the Great Depression. Remember when everybody back settler when they moved out west and claimed land? Remember, like all that they started moving out west. That's when the shit started because then the government stepped in and be like, "You got to pay for this property." You know, they went out and started set. That's when shit really the government stepped in.
But they didn't tax people's checks until like that
Well,
World
yeah,
War
but I'm
with the
just
Great
saying
Depression.
that's when the
Yeah,
shit like started. Got like they go out west, all you said start migrating out west, and then they're building homes and whatever, you know, out there living it up. And then the government steps like, well, you got to pay for this shit.
You know
Like,
how many countries don't even know what that is? They're like, what the hell is taxes? I swear to you, too. I'm
yeah,
not making that
dude,
up.
I believe it.
People are like, what? And they're like, they
Yeah,
take money from you? I'm like, yeah. And then when you go
yeah,
to buy anything from a new white t shirt or a bag of Skittles, you get taxed on that.
yeah. I mean, there are some states who don't have food like a food tax or
Pennsylvania.
what Oregon's one. You know, my brother lives out like they don't have food tax. I definitely know. I don't think they have clothes tax. So they don't tax. Certain states are good about like they don't tax certain shit.
in order for them to do that, they got to have a government set up like that. You know what I mean? Like there's companies out here where if I go to a store, they be like, "Oh man, $1.25."
Well, what does it say? It says state tax or what? It's the
Yeah,
states that
yeah, but
independently.
with that extra 5 cent, I'll go in the store and I'll have $1.20. I'll be like, "Man, I got $1.20, man." He'd be like, "Oh, you cool?" That 5 cents is just going to the government, man. He's going to cover me, but it's the government pulling money away from people that are trying to make themselves successful, and it's hurting the citizens also. It's just trickling right down the line. Like the business owner gets hit, the fucking buyer gets hit, like everybody gets hit, man, because the government steps in and says, "Oh, we need a piece of this because you're making this," or like get out of here with that shit, man. Like I go and buy a brand new fucking car, and every goddamn 6 months I got to pay a personal property tax on it. Like they're not making no payments on my car whatsoever, but I got to pay
Right.
personal property tax, man.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? For what? Oh, to maintain the roads. Y'all need that fucking much money? You're doing this to every individual that drives.
Yeah, they got an excuse for why they do this, why they tax that. You
And not only just every individual, it's every individual fucking car. Like if you got 3 cars, you're gonna have 3 different fucking bills.
know.
It's bullshit, man.
Yep.
And why do we have to go to work for a certain amount of time? And then when we bust our ass, no matter what the job is that we do as individuals, they take money from your check, a
Yeah.
percentage, like 30% at least, they take it from our check. And then they, at the end of the year, if they feel like you didn't give them enough, a big cut, they're going to make you pay more.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, we all going to work. Like, so they be like, no matter what, say people make $10 an hour, $20 an hour, 50,000 a year, 100,000, whatever. You don't really make that because if you look at how much cash you bring home, it's nowhere near that number that we're getting paid. And then they
Oh
still want to
no.
take out a bigger chunk. Why don't we have presidents that stop all this BS?
Hmm.
Because
Like,
Well,
I don't go to work. And then you know what's crazy? So in certain countries, they pay people no matter what their job is a salary.
yeah.
So when your shift is up, you're out. But here, most people, if you need more money, you're gonna have to put in more time and work overtime and work extra just so you can get some money. But in other
Yeah, but
countries, they don't do that. They be like, here's your check, goodbye, enjoy your night, enjoy your weekend, whatever. Here, how many of us always like, yo, I'm working overtime because I need more money. I need, and that's crazy.
Well,
Like,
you
yeah,
think
but
of
the sad thing about what you're saying with that overtime, the more overtime you work, the
more
more the
taxes they
fucking
yeah,
take.
they take, bro.
yeah,
So it's not even smart to work overtime, really.
yeah,
Yeah, they just want you to
not
work
much.
more to get so they can get more out of it. But
Not
then
Yeah,
we still don't get more like that. I know mad people like, oh, I got 20 hours overtime and made $100 more.
yeah, man.
Took out $400 or more. Yeah.
They look at it like this, man. Okay, I put in 144 hours for 2 weeks. All right, they're looking at it like, oh, this motherfucker's got bread. Like I'm trying to better myself to be wealthier, and they're shooting me straight down, bro. By what? Taxing the fuck out of me, man. Because I'm sitting here working hard, trying to get better, get extra money, but I'm not getting extra. I'm not getting ahead. You know what I mean? It's almost like you stay right at that median point, man, because they don't want you to go no higher, man.
Well,
They control all of it, man.
yeah, and I mean that's a good point too, Chris. Like other countries too, their factories aren't even open 24 hours like ours. They work they're eight like we're the most overworked citizens in the world, the Americans.
Just because the
I'm
Like
people
telling you,
that
people in other countries are baffled
like
when they find
why?
out or come here. They're like, what the hell is all this?
Yeah, like I
yeah,
say, when I worked for that German company, they were German. Dude, I think they had a second shift, but their factories are not open like 24 hours like ours. Why do we have to be open 24 hours?
because they're greedy.
Dude, yeah, dude. And then when you work in fact, Wayne and Chris, when I've done it too, it's like you're producing all these parts and they're sitting in the fucking warehouse. You got all this backstock and shit. It's like, why? We don't. I know this from being and working in the manufacturing business. It's like you don't need to be open 24 hours to
You
produce what the customer's demand is. But why, as Americans or
be-
companies, we have to feel like we got to be open 24/7?
because it's greed, man. Like
Yeah.
you got to also think just they don't just sell the product straight to like the vendors, man. They wholesale a lot of things too, man. Like everything just don't go in your Costco's and your Martins and your
Oh,
Family
yeah.
Dollars. Like there's so many other places that they wholesale this shit to, and then they fucking sell the product. So like no matter what, they're making money, but they do have a lot of product just sitting in storages, man. Like for instance, I work for Kraft. There's plenty of storage companies that they're with, and they hold our product until the vendors are ready for more shipment. But we never stop making that shit though. Like you said, Tony, it's 24 hours around the fucking clock, man.
Hmm. Oh, I can go deep in it. Like, I mean, you produce so much product because I knew the customers' orders or demands and had it in a shift. If or well, shift was changing molds and shit, and we're still pumping out for what? And then a lot of times, and then to me, it's a lot of wasted money on top. But and like I say, we're the most overworked country. Great, hey, great time. Got into this too, but. I was going to say get back to the election part of it, and when Chris was saying, and you, Wayne, how we don't control, when we vote, our vote don't matter. Well, look into the electoral college.
That's
Every
the only thing that matters.
yes, that's it. It's and we know what the electoral college is, right?
Of course.
And it was designed. I learned. My dad told me that the electoral college they control everything and they put it in place because they feel it literally when you look it up how the electoral college was started, I can't remember exactly when it was started, but they literally say the American people were too stupid to vote for their own president is why they put it in the electoral, back in the day, whatever year it was. But literally it says like the government feels the American people were too stubborn to vote for their own president.
And that makes sense because half of our government isn't even American citizens.
It's
But
fucking
yeah, look it up. Look at it basically says that in so many words that we're just dumbasses and don't know what we're talking. We can't vote for our own president. So
I
that's
mean,
why
it's
they
not
put
that you.
the electoral college in, right?
Yeah,
And they are the ultimate vote in every state.
yeah.
The last time I voted for a president was like 98, 99 for Hanley, school president.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just don't get into all of it. And people's like, and then people wait hours and hours to vote. And then what did they always do to people in Florida? They always stop them from voting for some reason. Why is it always Florida where they stop a half of their residents from making it to the booths?
Well, shit, they did that. Oh God, there's so many incidents of that. Like what when Bernie that pops in my head when Bernie Sanders was running, they said they closed the fucking poll in Arizona or something, like early, and people were still trying to vote. So yeah, it's like why they control they can do what the hell they want. Why are you closing polls early? Yeah, because like we talked, it's they know who they want to win.
It's
Right?
the race is over.
But I think those numbers would be fake anyway. I'm like, you know how many people there are that supposedly going to vote? Y'all don't have all these numbers collectively from every single voting section of every town and city in this whole state of this whole country. That's a lot. And it's all done in one day. They're like, we got all the numbers.
Yeah, like
That's crazy.
half the people are already asleep. They was trying to wait on the
Well,
numbers, and then they'd be like, "Oh, it's official."
like I
Like
said,
motherfucker, you gotta be kidding me, man.
And then right, like
It's not official.
the last one was it Hillary that went against Trump, or that was 2 times ago, right? Yeah, two
yeah,
Yeah.
times ago.
yeah.
But supposedly Hillary, they showed her numbers, so she had way more votes than her opponent, but the opponent
Yeah,
won because of what you just said, that
the
electoral
electoral.
college. So it was
Yep.
like, all right, you could have 1,000 or 1,000,000 more votes, but if you don't win those electorals, it doesn't matter. So I'm like, well, then why the hell does the regular people think they matter? Like that must be then when they created it, we are dumb as people. Your votes don't matter, people. Stop
Well,
bugging
yeah,
out. Oh,
and people
it
try to
doesn't matter.
yeah, and people try to claim or they try to say the electoral college is there for the people. They always vote for that the people voted for. What
That's
happened
a
in
lie.
What happened in Florida? You know what I mean? It's like, but so uh, yeah, they put in who they want.
So do you guys think that they really want to give us Mr. Donald back, or do they want to give us the first black or first woman president? Because we didn't get that with Hillary. They was like, nope. So do you think
I
that they're willing? It doesn't matter who the lady is, and just in
yeah,
general, do they want to give us a woman?
I believe that Kamala will win. I
She'll
honestly
win, or she'll
think.
be put in there.
Well, put whatever, however you want to put. I don't think if we get Trump again, we're fucked. This country, there will be because we know what happened when he was in office
There will be war.
with the, you
No,
know,
he's the one that didn't have a war. Out of all the presidents of my entire life, there was no war during his
it,
4 years.
Nah,
yeah,
I'm
you're
just
right.
saying if he wins,
About like
if he
civil
wins,
war, like
I think we're gonna possibly go to war, man. Somebody's gonna declare war on us.
oh, you think we're on a okay? I thought you were talking in turn like a civil war is what you was
Yeah,
talking like another something.
I'm always confused when people talk about all this war, like, and we go overseas most of the time, and our whole life has been the Middle East, which we already know that's all a scam for their oil and their land. They don't be ever coming here and bothering us, but yet
Mm-mm.
we're always trying to destroy the whole Middle East. But dude, nobody ever comes here. So all that talk about Russia and China and stuff, they've never once come here and tried to mess with us. I've never seen it. You can ask your parents and your teachers who have, they've never seen it. Nobody comes here and does anything.
That
yeah,
yeah.
because we fucking bullies, man.
Well, the last ones who tried that
Are fucking bullies, man.
was Japan. Remember with Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, and what the USA try to do? They try to destroy the whole country.
Yeah.
But that was the atomic bomb, right? In Hiroshima and stuff.
Yep. Hiroshima,
Yeah.
Nagasaki. Yeah.
Yeah,
I did say that right.
imagine if somebody did that here.
Shit, man. They don't want
And
to
the
do
first
that.
places they ever going to hit, if people do come to this country, is New York City and Washington D.C.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Who has weapons of mass destruction? Who?
'Cause
We're not
That's
having
all
that. We are not having that, man. We will blow some shit up, man.
Yeah, but back to Kamala. I think my read I didn't get to finish is because I think Republicans can't even stand Trump anymore. Honestly, that's how I feel and why. Kamalo win, get put in,
I
whatever.
don't believe that because for all
I
those
mean,
felonies you have, none of that to me. The only thing that
how are you?
how
How
do
are you a
you have
felon?
people storm our own Capitol building, kill people, and then you're like, "Yep, we're going to let him run again."
Dude, that
Next
blows
time they're
my
going to
mind.
take over the whole
That's the main.
government buildings in DC, not just the Capitol building. They're going to take it all over
Yeah,
But with
this is the.
everything you just said, how is he able to run?
because all that shit's bullshit, man. Like
Like if
it
that was
doesn't
on,
make sense. You can't even get jobs, most of us, any of us three, if you have a felony. Like, you can't get a lot of jobs. But yeah, you can run for the president.
That's the question to our listeners. Like, why? And I know there's Trump support. Like, why in the hell do you vote for a man like this? You basically try to bring this country, and people go against each other.
But I'll tell you one thing.
That's what I
I
want
don't.
to. They
because
still
they're
I'm
all
not
support
for
this man.
Biden or the Miss Harris lady either. I'm not for either one of them because they're big and continuing the damn genocide that's happening in Gaza and now starting to happen in Beirut. And
Mm-hmm.
and they're not stopping it at all. They just keep making excuses. Like how it's been October 7th made a year that they've been committing genocide and killing all these thousands of little kids and innocent women and even men, just blowing them up for no reason. But yet Biden and Ms. Harris, they could have stopped it, but they don't. They continue it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like, well, what if that was to ever happen here? I would never blame any of those other countries if they come here because they got to be like, I'm fucking sick of it. Let's go
Yeah.
get them.
Yep.
Right.
And I don't knock anybody that's in this country that's in the military. I'm just not for it. I think most of y'all are brainwashed. You don't even know what you're going to fight for. And you
Exactly.
do it because you get education, you get money, you get to travel, whatever's happening for your individual. But look, I'm doing it for my country. Doing what? Nobody's ever come here and bother us, man. Like, get out of here. But we go and bother them. You guys listen to the people that run the militaries and the so-called government and be like, well, we got to go to Iran and Iraq and kill all these people. Man, they ain't never done nothing to us. And that's how I'm going to continuously tell it like it is. That's how I feel. Russia, China,
Well,
Japan, all these people, they don't come over here bothering us, man. None of
well,
them.
well, yeah, you make a great point. In genocide, where did that start?
It's been for years
What
and
was
years and
this?
years, but this country
What
has
was
started
this?
off
Yeah,
genocide.
that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, was this country built off of?
Genocide.
Genocide.
They wiped out a whole indigenous people, and there's only a few of them left, and they give them little reservations where they can put casinos up and bet and make money off of it. And then, yeah, I'm a Washington Commanders fan, but really a Redskins fan. I get the reason certain people will try to use that race card, but our first owner was Indian, so called, and some of our football players were, and it's to represent. But now this country just continues. Oh no, take away anything that represents who we killed off and committed genocide for. Let's forget them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the Redskins, but the
Good
Cleveland
point.
Indians. Everything they take those names away because they want it to be forgotten.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good
So we can't
point.
forget when you. That's why I really call this the divided states, the stolen land of what is it? The divided states of stolen land.
Yeah.
We're not
Right.
United
Divided
States.
is but okay. So I guess we'll wrap this topic up. Got to keep it moving, Chris. I know there's a lot. We can keep going and going. So on to man-made weather. Is it
Are they
man-made?
natural
All
disasters or are they man-made?
these natural disasters, are they man-made? Which is a big conspiracy theory going around here lately because of what Hurricane Helene and what
What
was
what you say the topic was? Our government?
our government. Basically, we're still
We're
at
on
the
our
same.
government still? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, right, Wayne. We're still talking about the government. So,
Because it's the truth. They're the ones that control all this stuff, man. They make all of this stuff happen, dude. They create clouds. They do chemtrails. They create tsunamis. They create earthquakes. And people like, oh,
Mhm.
they can't do that. Man, look in the history. Yes, some of this stuff has happened before, but most of it is happening rapidly over the last certain amount of years. So they're naturally like, oh, global warming is causing it. No, you guys are creating and experimenting with all this stuff, and now you realize you can control the weather, and they do. I feel that way, but you guys go ahead and tell you how you guys feel.
Testing.
I mean, honestly, you know, I don't know what it could be possible, is all I'll say. Like they could be doing this. Like I said, I told you, Chris, the other night I was watching the documentary on Hurricane Katrina. You know, everybody knows that one devastated New Orleans. And you know, they say a whole conspiracy, and this is with the residents.
What part of New Orleans really got destroyed?
The Ninth Ward.
And what part did not?
Oh my God, I remember Brave. Well, Marty, where Bourbon Street, all that, the Mardi Gras.
Now, how is that? That's crazy, right?
And that's what I'm getting at in this documentary. They're saying because what Hurricane Betsy, I think, was in 1965. New Orleans, you know, is another huge. They said the same thing. They said it's awfully funny that the Ninth Ward is where the poor section, you know, the people are residents flooded both times during these storms. And, you know, they claim a lot of residents heard a fucking huge, like a bomb went off. That, you know, it sounded like and they're convinced the government blew the levee up. So the water, you know, so to save their money maker is basically what they're getting at, because Mardi Gras brings in money. So they're like, they ain't gonna have that area get fucked up. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting that they, you know, did they really blow the levee up? You know,
Wayne and I speak about this kind of stuff quite often, and we both feel strongly that it's population control.
well, yeah, I agree with that. A lot of this shit, you know, you can get into you know, COVID, all the this, it's all
Population control.
Because what you go, yeah, all this, you know, the Black Plague, whatever.
Yeah,
Well, there's supposedly, of course, another one coming out in 2025, like SARS or whatever, and it's going to be the craziest disease. And I'm like, dude, they just want to keep pumping fear into us and making us afraid to live our lives. I had a discussion the other day. People, I'm like, I'm not putting the mask back on. I conformed because they said I couldn't work, this and that, and I needed to work. But now I'm like, if they do it again, I'm not. I'll be like, well, I'm going to sit at home. And don't ask me to be paying bills, because I'm not going to pay bills when we can't go to work. And I'm not doing all that extra stuff. That mind control is not going to work no more.
Mm.
To me. But I know most people will do it right away. Oh, put your mask on. and they look at the rest of us like we're the enemy when we don't. But I'm like, bro, we've survived so many years without all this extra stuff, including all these medications that everybody in the whole damn country is on. Because I want to say world, but in all honesty, it's mostly this country that has all that stuff. And a lot of countries don't even understand what's happening over here, because we think it happens in the whole world because that's our world. But then we learn from people from all these other countries. They don't have all these prescription drugs. They don't pay taxes. They don't this, they don't that. I'm like, man, that's so crazy. But everything here is made that way because we're stuck in that system they created.
Right.
This is just one big corporation, just a business.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you when you said the population, but I mean the main word is control once again, man. Like
control.
So they'll show you COVID comes out. Oh, you got to wear a mask, and people will be like, I ain't wearing no fucking mask, and then they'd be like, oh, 10 more million people died yesterday, and then all of a sudden, motherfuckers is wearing masks, man. Like it's all about what they say to us and how they present it, and people just get scared. But it's their form of control. They're like, look at this motherfucker, man. We got him, man. We got these motherfuckers.
Yep.
Look at them. They're all wearing masks now. And then you'll see some of those fucking high profile people. You'll catch them in like paparazzi photos or something, and they ain't got their fucking mask on, but you was just trying to present it to your community or the U.S. You know what I mean? Like it's all control, man. Once again,
right. But back to got a little off topic, but back to the storms. It's they say FEMA has a lot to do with it. Like FEMA's getting called out here
because they're not really helping. Did you see that? They're destroying. Yeah. They're destroying product to help people, water, all these things that they can try to help people with. They're destroying it. They have helicopters fucking it up.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that?
Yeah,
like they were like, oh, they're helping with North Carolina, they're helping in Florida, but yet that proof has been shown on video now that because we all have cell phones with cameras and stuff, that's not true. They're lying. They're not even trying to help.
And it
But they
wasn't
want
just
everybody to keep donating to feel like we're all helping, and they're not. They're just continuously taking our money and controlling, like Wayne just said, controlling and population control. Control, control, control.
yeah. And they
Right.
said not just that site; it was like a few sites that they had did that to.
Oh, and
Yeah, with
all it
that, with
wasn't
that.
all around North Carolina or in Florida too.
Yeah, it was like the North Carolina area.
'Cause that's what I heard. Yeah, the North Carolina area.
And people reported that they look like FEMA helicopters, but I don't think anyone knew 100%. You know what I mean? It's hard to tell, man. You're not gonna be able to see no GF or 9 or whatever on the side of a fucking helicopter that far up in the air for real, unless you just got some good ass bifocals. But
Right. Yeah, so that's one of the things, that they're getting death threats and all the, FEMA workers and stuff. There's all kinds of, shit going on. So, like you say, it's population control. Why don't
You
they
don't
want
you don't think they
to?
can make it rain or snow when they want to in certain areas?
Me?
Yeah, do you think or do you not think?
I do. I think they
I
can.
believe there's the technology out there that they can control shit like that.
I mean, we all took science and shit, didn't we? Like they'll tell you what you need to cause rain and cause snow. Like they'll tell you.
Yeah.
And
Yep. So they've created
tech.
all the technology to make it happen, and they do it.
Yeah, and look how far we've advanced with technology. Like they have the tools to create it, and then they just have to do what I was just being funny about: testing, testing. Then they'll start testing and see if
Yeah.
the shit works, bro. And if it works, they didn't hit. It's like mind gold, man. It's like the light didn't turn on.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
more. It's more. It's more of their way of showing you, oh, we're still in control. We still have some more shit for you.
It's funny. I'm thinking of money makers, these storms. Why does Walt Disney never get? Why you never hear? Has that ever place ever been hit by a hurricane?
It
Man,
doesn't. It doesn't get messed up ever, and it's
Yeah,
huge.
that's
Tons of acres
dude.
of everything.
Yes, it's thousands. And you never hear, oh man, Walt Disney World or Land, whichever one's in Florida.
Disney World, but it's never been
Disney
hit.
World, Disney
never.
World. Yeah, like you never hear, oh, it was devastated.
And
Like,
that's in Orlando. Like that's
yeah.
not far from Tampa. Like
So that's where that storm like was heading, right through
yeah,
Tampa.
yeah,
Or like,
man. It veered off and fucked some other shit up too. They was over in like Palm Beach, Key West, and Tampa, and I'm telling you, man, Tampa is right next to like Kissimmee and Orlando. Like, how did that not get fucked up?
yeah, it's like so that proves. Well, I guess proves my point a little bit is like why do these money makers like we just talked about New Orleans
Their shit is protected.
like it's safe like it don't get much damage at all.
It's like they
What
have a glass
what's
shield over
what's
that
the
area.
biggest and most lavish and tourist area in Florida besides
Orlando.
Disney World? Besides Disney
Oh,
World,
besides in Florida?
yes,
It would have to be Daytona.
nope,
Oh, that was a good guess. Yeah, I could that. What is it?
Miami.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
And
Miami.
Miami never gets hit either with all that. Like everything's fine down there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, man.
Very interesting because there's always when you see these storms, it's the low income neighborhood, whatever, that are
Yeah.
whacked. I
This
mean,
is,
we didn't even get into tornadoes, like that kind of shit. Tornadoes.
You
And
know
yeah,
when things happen up here in New York in the five boroughs. You know what never gets messed with? Manhattan.
yeah,
yeah, man. You're right, man. Like it makes you open your eyes up, man, and your ears a little more.
yeah. Now that we
Just
get
remember,
deeper in
folks,
this,
it's brothers with opinions.
I'm realizing, like think about tornadoes. Like you always see, it's just the trailer parks and shit that get hit. It's like it's
Yeah,
Yeah, they
man.
always
why?
destroying the poor people.
The
Yeah, it's
low
like
poverty people are wiped out, man. They love it. They love to see that shit. They love to see people scramble and run for their lives because they don't have the money to evacuate. Most of them.
I love when you scrape and scramble, Daddy.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
can you think of any major storm that did it to any huge city? Like,
Can't remember, man.
even though, yeah, it hit New Orleans, but it hit the Ninth Ward. That flooded. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. And definitely I'm with you guys that they can alter the weather and whatever.
But then in the movies, they always have New York, L.A., all these things getting destroyed, but they don't ever get destroyed.
Yeah. In reality, that doesn't happen. Yeah. Yeah, it's always Los Angeles. You know.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, they're getting destroyed in the movies.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's crazy, man. But yeah, I think it's all man-made, and not all of it, but most of it's man-made. And now they've messed with the weather so much that it's hard to know when it's real natural weather happening or not, including the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. So yeah, that's our feeling on that. Chris, if you got anything else, or Wade, you got anything on it? But it's government conspiracy.
Yeah, man.
All of it.
There ain't much to talk about with that weather stuff because only they would know that. You know what I'm saying? Like eventually something's going to surface about this shit. But I just wanted to hear y'all's thoughts about it.
All those forest fires and stuff too, they create that.
Oh yeah, forest fires. What, you got them on the West Coast all the time?
And they're always like, oh, it's because of global warming. Stop with that dumbass global warming. That's a lie. Yeah, we have video and footage of you guys going around spraying fireballs on these trees and bushes and stuff and creating whole forest fires.
Well, you know what? I looked into that, Chris, when you said that. This will be the last thing on it, but they say that's like a way of them controlling the fire.
Yeah, controlling it.
So,
and guess what happens when they do all these so-called natural disasters and everything else and they wipe people out? Guess what? Then they go in there and take over that land, and now they have more and more land.
Yeah. It's like how starting a fire, you're suppose that's you're starting
it's their way of
worse. Just burn it down faster.
Confiscating land, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It goes back to what Wayne says. The main word for today is control.
Control. All right, fellas. All right.
Remember, folks, you control your own lives, man. Don't let anybody control you.
All right, Wade, your favorite part of the show.
Gonna run it down for y'all real quick. 5-leg parlay going down.
Parlay. Wade's parlay.
Today, we got the Bears at plus 1.5. I'll take the Bears over the Jags. The Colts will beat the Titans. Dallas over Detroit.
Ooh.
Bills over the Jets. And I like the Steelers over the Raiders. That'll be a 5-leg parlay today. Tune back in next week. I'll have 5 more for you next week.
And I'm telling you, listen to this man. He knows his stuff. He's 99.9% correct on his parlays.
Nah, don't do that, man. FanDuel might shut me down.
Yeah.
Who do you have in the Battle of the Beltway?
Battle of the Beltway. I got an underdog ticket going today. I give the people a 5-leg on these Sundays, but I put in multiple tickets. But the Redskins, they're on one of my upset tickets.
All right. Battle of the Beltway. That'll be a good one. I'm looking, even though I'm a Dallas fan, I'm looking forward to that game.
Just remember, all you young, hungry athletes, if you really want it,
baby.
If you really want it, you got to put that work in, baby.
That's it. Well,
hey, look, we're looking for some guests and stuff to come on the show. So if you guys are interested, reach out to one of us 3 or Zeb. Email us, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you need to do to get in touch with us. Or just give us a call, man. We look for some guests. You guys can decide what you want to talk about, or you can just join us for a discussion you would like us to have together. Whatever you guys want. But closed mouths don't get fed, and if you guys don't speak up, we won't know, and all you're going to continue to do is hear our opinion.
Yeah, so open your mouth and shout it out, baby. We here.
All right. Well, that's it, fellas. Chris, Wayne, it was fun. And we'll see everybody next week, and have a blessed weekend, everybody.
And I'll see you two fellas at 3 p.m., baby. Get ready.
All right.
Yes, sir. Everybody have a blessed day.
Brothers with opinions, big voice, no silence, revolution televised, ain't no good in private, not knowledge to the ignorant, ain't never been bliss. Stand up and be heard, we the new activists. Yeah, brothers with opinion, let the convo begin. You know communication key, but then you must comprehend. Preach, B.W.O, let your voices be heard. We enlightened by the truth, and now we spreading the word. Let's go. How do we learn to live when we conditioned to die? Most people fail before they start because they don't ever try. Man, they told us we was worthless, we believed in the lie. We took it way too literal when Big said ready to die. You know the KKK turned the cops in disguise. Man, a lot done changed, but